since we grew up with I feel like all the phases of the internet almost. And I feel like the kids, especially growing up, like the freshman, sophomore, and especially the middle school age kids, have a real problem with, they're always trying to get likes or trying to see if they can get as many likes as they can, or trying to get as many friends as possible, a lot more than our age.
A lot of our friends have like 300 or 400 likes on their profile picture, and so like to me, I don't even think 200 is that big of a deal anymore. So
my friends, it's pretty average to get under 100 usually, but some people get 100 plus. But
pretty typical to get over 100 likes. That kind of means that the picture or post that you've put on either Facebook or Instagram is kind of valid and recognized.
Actually, I feel very kind of upset that I did not get a lot of likes on my most recent profile picture.
In middle school, the 8th graders, for example, they always get a lot of likes on their posts. And I think even people in my grade are kind of jealous about how many likes they get. High school just started, and I think people are kind of trying to become more popular, and so based on how many likes they get, that defines kind of how cool they are right now.
my brother's friends do buy followers. Some of them do, where you can pay a certain website a certain amount of money to get a certain amount of followers, because they own profiles that'll just follow you automatically that don't do anything, but it makes your popularity look more popular because you have like over like 500 followers or certain likes and stuff like that.
Here's the thing. When I started high school, I started about with like 300, like 200 followers, around like the 250 range, and I got this thing that everybody starts using. It's called Instahoot, and what it does is it gets you like 1,000 like this, 1,000 that. So I got that because it definitely makes you feel like, or it makes it seem like, oh, like this kid's like way chill. Like you definitely want that, wouldn't you?
people do get reputations on Instagram and Facebook, like, oh yeah, she always gets 300 likes and stuff like that.
What I've noticed with girls is to get more likes, they'll like reshare their Facebook picture so that it comes up on people's news feeds again, or they'll change their profile picture to their current profile picture just so it pops up again.
I think that people post pictures and try to get a lot of likes so that they'll just appear to be cooler or appear to be really popular with a lot of different people. And I know when people tag other people, that kind of shows that they're friends and that they know each other and hang out. So I think that it's just a complete popularity contest online.
I'm waking up to ash and dust. I wipe my brow and I sweat my rust. I'm breathing in the chemicals. I'm breaking in, shaping up, then checking out on the prison bus. This is in the apocalypse.
Like a lot of people's pictures, so they'll feel obligated to like mine.
I definitely have asked people to like my posts, and after the fact I realize how obnoxious that is.
Like post a picture and you're like in a sweater or something, and then you see that it only gets like, I don't know, like not as much likes, and then you're like, oh, I have to dress or look like that in order to get that many likes.
For me, when I see a girl post a picture where she's basically flashing everyone, that changes my view of them. I think that they're not classy, or I think that they're slutty, I guess, and all they care about is likes, and I see they get 400 likes on something like that, and then when I talk to my friends about it, and they're like, wow, that's, you know, that's awesome, and like they're the ones liking it, but I feel like that's like really degrading, and it doesn't look good on any girl.
I definitely notice a trend with girls in specifically trying to post really sometimes sexual pictures of themselves to attract more attention to their picture.
I think getting a lot of likes makes you feel good, and just like people care about your life and they like are like thinking about you. And so if you don't get a lot of likes, it kind of makes you feel like an outcast, or like you don't have a lot of friends.
I know people who will post photos and they have like this time. If they don't have like 300 likes in like 15 minutes, they'll take the photo down.
There's this photos of this girl, and we were kind of like, oh my gosh, she has such a good body and stuff. Like, look at her waist and her boobs and stuff. And then you kind of find out that she had one of her friends edit it for her and stuff. So I think that's something that's like, and then when I found out about that, I was kind of like, wow, that's really annoying and kind of stupid, and I didn't like feel the same about her and like the whole picture and stuff.
The profile picture is supposed to like encapsulate your personality and like who you are. So like posting one with your boobs out is like just another way girls are desperate to be like Facebook famous.
I heard the story about a girl. She was with a friend and they were just messing around. They started taking naked pictures with each other, not thinking of anything of it. And then one of the girls left, but the friend sent the picture to her boyfriend. But he was like, oh, I'll never send it around, don't worry about it. So she trusted him. But then after a little time, like a month or two, he went back. He said he had deleted it, but it was just in his trash or something. So he went back, he printed out a bunch of copies, and then he started selling them to people, and then he took pictures of them and sent them through the web to his friends and stuff. So that got around, and that was a pretty big story.
This girl had pictures taken of her where she was naked and passed out on the ground because she had been too drunk and she threw up all over the carpet. And her so-called friends took pictures of it and put them on Twitter. And now everyone knows her as that girl who was passed out and with puke all around her.
I remember 12 likes was outrageous. Like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. And then like 8th grade, like people would get like 100, and that was like mind-boggling. Like, oh my gosh. And then you see people like now who got like 600, and it's like how you don't even know 600 people. That makes no sense that you have that many likes, and that's kind of weird that 600 people know what you look like or all that stuff, and it's kind of like you have no privacy.
Well, in today's society, there is no privacy. I mean, there's nothing we can't do that people won't know about. It used to be where you could maybe like have a few friends over and nobody would know about it, but now if you have 2 people over, everybody in Pasadena knows that you have friends over and why weren't they invited, and it's definitely a more open world, and that can come with problems.
Well, when I see photos of other girls and stuff, I kind of like degrades me, I guess. But yeah, I guess it's definitely something that like has become like a bigger part of how I feel and stuff, I guess. I always do feel pressure to get likes, and I realize how much pressure it is, and I try to tell myself, don't even worry about it. It's one photo, it's one post, and it doesn't define who I am, and it's not really even gonna matter. But there's also the part of me that's saying like, well, she gets 300 likes, I should at least be able to get 150 and stuff.
You'll click on it, and then you see like, oh, on their profile picture it only gets like 20 likes. Like, ooh, that's kind of bad. And so then like you're already like judging the person just by a number on a picture.
I feel like there's a big competition to get likes on Facebook, even though they don't really mean anything.
I've become so comfortable with it now, you realize that kind of stuff could ruin your life. People are like, oh, well, there's privacy settings, but once it's on the internet, pretty much anyone can see it. And I don't think about that much, and you realize, God, like so many people, like if, say, a college you're accepted to or something, if they see a picture of you completely hammered, or like for a girl, if you're naked or something, then a lot of bad stuff could happen.
Be safe about it and smart, just because nothing we do is private anymore. Anything will be publicized, and everything will be publicized no matter what it is.
As you get older, you realize like how trivial like being on Facebook is all the time, and like you realize that like your life isn't only online, like you can go out and do things.
I have 5,000 followers right now, and they're not real whatsoever.
If you want people to like you for you, then post pictures that actually reflect your personality.
I just think it needs to change.
Liked.
Liked.
Like